Good morning, Bert. How are you today?
Fine citizen.
I'm happy to hear that. I am very excited to talk to you because, of course, my childhood self would be actually pinching herself right now.
Wow. Well, it just shows you all have excellent taste up there.
We absolutely do. Are you kidding? Nobody ever. Listen, I would come home every day from school and watch as much Batman and Robin as possible. You probably hear this over and over and over.
A couple of times I've heard it, I guess.
Well, listen, I want to talk to you about this amazing company that you've put together, Gentle Giants Dog Food and the rescue and everything. And I just want to know, first off, how did this all begin for you, Bert?
Well, my wife and I, for the last 24 years, have rescued more than 15,500 dogs. Every one of these dogs would have been put to death if we hadn't been there to save them. And in the course of caring for 15,500 dogs over 24 years, all of which, by the way, have lived in our home, okay, we saw dogs that didn't live as long as we wanted them to live. And it really disturbed us. And my wife and I literally cry, to be honest with you, when we would lose a dog at our rescue. So we vowed that if there was a way, we would find a way to help these dogs live longer and healthier lives. And we first developed a feeding and care program. We actually feed and care for dogs differently than other people do. And people can go to our website, gentlegiantsdogfood.com, all right, and they can read about it, how to properly feed and care for your dog. But in addition to that, we created a dog food that is different than any other dog food in the world. It's dramatically different. And dogs eating this food, along with our feeding care program, are living up to 27 years. Healthy, active. People say, well, wait a minute, if you could have a dog living that long, I mean, he probably just barely walks. Oh no, our dogs are running around like puppies. And in fact, I spoke to my wife about it yesterday, and we were talking, and right now we have 24 of the dogs in our rescue, right now have already lived more than twice their normal lifespan. Twice, okay? And I mean, we have Great Danes that have lived 21, 22 years when their lifespan is only 7 to 9 years, and Mastiffs that live 6 to 8 years that are 18 years old. So we've developed this food, and because my wife and I consider this our charity, and we take no salary from this, okay, that our dog food actually retails in stores for less than half the price of what you would pay for an all-natural food like ours in a pet store. So our motto has become half the price and twice the life. And we just now we went into all the Walmarts in Canada, and because this is such a very high-end product, we're in what they call their specialty food pet section of the food and specialty pet, and people there can go in and they can get it. And not only do their dog's going to see tremendous change. I mean, let me tell you, most people after 3 or 4 weeks they call us and say, I'm not sure I have the same dog. I mean, this dog is healthier. My old dog is running around like a puppy again. People write to us, say, thank you for giving my puppy back. But they can also call us and they can ask questions. We have this tremendous support where every single person that contacts us, whether it by email or by Facebook Messenger, where our Facebook page is Gentle Giants Dog Food and Products, our website is gentlegiantsdogfood.com, but everybody gets their question answered, and we help people for free. I mean, where in today's
Wow.
world do you get free help? And this is our
No, you
charity.
don't. No, absolutely. No, how fantastic. And also, it's so wonderful that we are getting this here in Canada so that, because, us Canadians, we love our puppies. There's no question about that.
Oh.
And listen, I've got so many friends and my son is actually studying right now to become a veterinarian. So it's very, very exciting. But I have to know too, it can't just be the food. I understand too that it's also the way that you
Right,
feed your
right.
dog. And I was watching an interview that you did, and you said that you shouldn't feed a dog to put his or her bowl on the floor, and I found that very fascinating because that's what everybody
Right,
does.
right. Well, first, let me go back and say one thing about our dog food so people can understand how dramatically is different than other dog foods. If you feel any dog food and you rub it in your fingers, or you feel your dog's bowl after they eat, you're going to feel a greasy feeling because the dog food has been coated with animal fat to get dogs to eat more food, which, to be honest with you, results in people having to buy more dog food. But from the dog standpoint, it's horrible. I mean, I explain to people, you wouldn't take bacon grease or chicken fat and pour it down your garbage disposal, would you? No, of course not. It would ruin it. I said, well, if you can understand that animal fat will ruin a metal garbage disposal, what is it doing to the intestines and arteries of the dog you love when every single kibble of dog food is encapsulated in animal fat to make the dogs hungrier? And that's stressful as well as bad for them. So that's one thing. And besides our food, we have a way of feeding dogs. We elevate the food. Why do we do that? Here's what we found out after 24 years, that still number one killer of dogs has been cancer, or number two, injury. Number three, there's a deadly condition called bloat and torsion caused by food in the stomach combined with stress or exercise. I can explain that if you want. But other than that, most dogs, by the time they're 7 or 8 years of age, they start to have a problem getting up, or they start to have a problem walking. And you go to the vet, and the vet says, well, you know, your dog's a senior, your dog's coming towards the end of your dog's life. I mean, here's some Rimadyl, which is a painkiller, and they give you a bill for a couple of $100, and you end up leaving worse off than you came in. Our dogs aren't like that. Our dogs are running around in their 20s. So how do we do it? We combine a food that is healthier than other dog foods, okay? It doesn't have all the grease in it or on the outside of it. And number two, we conserve energy. Think of it this way. Every stress that you can remove today from your dog's body, you can take that stress and add on to the length of their life. So if you put a dog's food and water bowl on the ground, what does that dog do to come over and eat and drink? They have to lean down to get the food. They stand up and chew, down to get the food, up and down. You're prematurely wearing them out. Okay, on Batman, we used to have these hourglasses. You know, you turn it over and the sands of time are running out, and, you know, when you got to the end, that was it. Well, think of it this way. Conserve your dog's energy. Another thing, do you know how most people feed their dog once or twice a day? Do you know that we feed our dogs 5 or more times a day, smaller, more frequent meals? People say, well, why would you do that? I said, wait a minute. If you went to your own medical doctor, say for an annual checkup, and you ask your doctor the following question, Doctor, am I better off eating 1 or 2 big meals a day or 4 or 5 smaller meals a day? You know the answer. The doctor's going to tell you 4 or 5 smaller meals. Well, remember, a dog doesn't live as long as a human being. Therefore, they're not as well designed as human beings. So it's actually much more important for a dog to eat smaller, more frequent meals than a person. All of this is how we explain it on our website, and we explain it to people if they call us. But most important, people that use this food with their dogs are finding their dogs are not just living 2 times longer, but their dogs are having a better quality of life. I mean,
right. No, that's so amazing. Important. It really is. I have so much to talk. I have so much to ask you, but I'm going to have to wrap up in a few seconds. And I just really need to move on just for 2 seconds. But, you know, the show Batman and Robin, I mean, not because it was only on for a few years, but it's lived on forever. And I just want to know, did you and Adam West hit it off from day one? Did you guys I knew you were buddies for the rest of your life until he passed away, but and how the chemistry was fantastic between the two of you.
Yes, you know, you hit it right on the head. It was a tremendous chemistry. I met Adam at my screen test. And in fact, you got to consider there was 1,100 young actors that were interviewed for the role.
Yeah.
But I screen tested with Adam West. And before our screen test, I was introduced to him. We sat down together. And after 5 minutes of talking, the two of us were laughing. And we never stopped laughing after all these years. We got along so well. And I tell you something, I believe the chemistry, the very special chemistry that we had in terms of our dialogue and the fact that we used to say we put on our tights to put on the world, that translated to people and to viewers, and they saw what a great relationship. And you know, it just made the kids wanted to be Batman or Robin. The adults love the nostalgia of the comic book, and the teenagers and the college kids, they like that double meanings and the campy style that we did.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was such great memories for me. Thank you so much. And I again, listen, best of luck with everything. I know, you know, what a great thing that you guys are doing.
Well, listen, I want to add one thing, if I may. I forgot to mention the place that you can get our Gentle Giants dog food is your Walmart. We went to Walmart and we said, look, we're not going to take any salary. We're going to give you our food at cost. Can you bring this to everybody who wants their dog to have a chance to live up to 27 years, and bring it as inexpensively so they can go right into your local Walmart, and there in the specialty pet section is Gentle Giants dog food.
We're going to be doing that here in Canada. I'm going to spread the word big time. Thank you so much for your time today. Best of luck with everything. And come back and visit us here, in Toronto and Hamilton. We know we've had you here a million times, and you're always
Thank
welcome.
you, citizen. To the Batmobile!
Awesome. Thank you so much, Burt. Have a wonderful day today. Thank you.
Bye-bye.